Warning: the following video contains images and spoken word that may be too intense for some viewers. Viewer discretion is advised. Any resemblance to any persons, places, or things is purely coincidental, and no factual statements are implied.
The snow fell like sifted flour over the craggy bones of the mountains. Wind howled between the peaks like a mourning spirit, echoing off sheer rock faces and winding its way through the pine forests below. Amid this winter silence, broken only by gusts and the occasional snapping of a frozen tree branch, two figures moved like shadows, swift and quiet. A pair of wolves, a large, broad-shouldered male with a pelt like storm clouds, and a smaller female whose gray-white fur was matted with the weight of heavy snow and exhaustion, hurried through a narrow pass, cut into the flank of the mountains. The male's ears were erect, alert to every snap of twig or shuffle of rock behind them. The female limped slightly, her body heavy with unborn life, breath coming in painful bursts as she tried to keep pace. Behind them, carried on the wind, came the distant sound of barking dogs, high-pitched and eager. Farther back, voices shouted over the ridge, rough and triumphant. Hunters. Human. "They're gaining," the female said, her voice ragged. The male looked back with eyes like burning amber. "We're almost through the pass, Iska. After this ridge, the land opens. Just a little more." Iska stumbled, her paws slipping on an icy rock. The male, Tark, darted to her side, steadying her with a gentle nudge. His nose brushed her muzzle. "Hold on. Just a little more. Think of the valley." Her ears twitched. "Wolverine Valley?" she asked, barely above a whisper. "Yes," he said, and a wistful warmth crept into his voice. "Where the pines grow tall and the wind never bites like this. Where snow comes and goes but never stays long. Where the elk are thick, slow, and fat from berries, and where no human foot has walked for generations." Iska closed her eyes for a moment, imagining it. Soft meadows, babbling brooks that never froze, a place to raise her pups without fearing the thunder of guns or the bite of steel traps. "It sounds like a dream." "It's real," Tark said, helping her to her feet again. "My mother spoke of it when I was a pup. She saw it once. She said it was where wolves go to be free." The barking came again, closer now. There was a note of frenzy in the dogs' voices. They had caught the scent. The humans would not be far behind. "We won't make it," Iska said. "Not tonight. I'm too slow." "No," Tark growled, not in anger, but in fierce determination. "We will make it. I won't let them take this from us." But he knew, even as he said it, that the valley was still many miles away, and they needed shelter, a place to wait, to breathe, to hide. Then he saw it, a narrow shadow at the base of a rocky overhang, barely more than a crack in the wall, but it was enough. Tark darted ahead, sniffed, then motioned with his head. "In here." Iska crawled into the cave, her body sagging with relief. The space was tight, barely large enough for them to curl up together, but it was dry and out of sight. Tark curled around her, his warm body against hers, his breath steady and slow. The female shivered and nuzzled closer. "Tell me more," she whispered. "Tell me about the valley." Tark's voice was low, almost a hum. "The rivers never freeze. Even in the deepest winter, they run free. You can hear the splash of fish in them. You'll see eagles wheel above the cliffs, and owls nesting in the high pines." Iska sighed, her breath tickling his fur. "And the prey." "More than we could ever need," Tark said. "Deer that don't fear the hunt. Rabbits that leap slow through the tall grass. You'll hunt when you want, not because you're starving." Her voice was a hush now. "And our pups? They'll grow strong there. They'll never hear the bark of dogs, never smell blood on the snow unless they put it there themselves." Iska's eyes drooped. She was drifting. But then, the barking returned. Louder. Closer. The humans were moving through the pass now. Tark's ears snapped forward, nose testing the air. "They've found our trail," he growled. "No," Iska whimpered. "I'll draw them off," Tark said suddenly. He pulled away from her gently and stood. "You stay here. No matter what you hear, you do not come out. Do you understand?" "No, Tark, please." "I'll lose them," he said, voice hard. "I've done it before. I'll do it again. I'll come back, and then we'll run the last miles to the valley together. I promise." "Don't go," she begged, trying to rise, but pain stopped her. He licked her cheek, nuzzled her once. "For our pups." Then he was gone. Hours passed. Snow built at the mouth of the cave. The wind howled louder than ever, sometimes drowning out even the sounds of distant barking and shouting. Iska lay curled against the cold wall, her body aching, her heart beating slow and heavy. Time blurred. The barking faded, then rose again, then silence. She had no way of knowing how long he was gone. The cave grew colder, darker. She thought about the valley. She thought about her mate, about the pups turning inside her, so close to birth, so close. Then, at last, he returned. Tark stumbled into the cave, his fur streaked with blood and slush. One eye was swollen. His breath came in ragged gasps, but he was alive. "You came back," Iska whispered, weeping softly. "I promised," Tark said, collapsing beside her. She licked at his wounds. "You're hurt." "I lost them," he said. "Took them miles off course. Doubled back." The storm had worsened. Snow now fell in sheets, blinding and thick. "We need to go now," Tark said. "If we wait, we'll be buried." Iska stood on trembling legs. They left the cave and stepped back into the storm. The world was white chaos. The wind shrieked. Visibility was no more than a few paces ahead. But Tark moved with purpose. This way, just a few more miles. They pushed forward. Ice stung their eyes. Snow clung to their fur. The wind stole their heat. But they moved together, each step taking them closer to freedom. Then, a crack of thunder, but not thunder. A gunshot. Iska cried out and collapsed, a red blossom blooming on her back leg. "No!" Tark dropped beside her, eyes wide with horror. She tried to stand, her legs shaking violently beneath her, but it was useless. "They're here," she said, tears in her voice. "They followed you." Tark looked around. Figures moved behind the trees. Dogs barked again, closer. The hunters were circling. "Go," she said. "You can still make it. Don't let this be the end. I won't leave you." "Tark, you must." "No." He lay down beside her, nuzzled her gently, and whispered, "My life is with you. If you are to die, I will be here, with you." They lay together, side by side, wrapped in each other's warmth as the snow churned around them. The hunters came into view. They raised their rifles. Tark did not look at them. He looked into Iska's eyes. "I'm not afraid," she whispered. "Nor I." The shots rang out. The forest fell silent once more. In the heart of the mountains, winter raged on. The wind scoured the pass clean. Tracks vanished beneath fresh snow. Only the scent of blood remained, fading with each gust. Far away, beyond those mountains, there was a place, Wolverine Valley. It remained untouched, quiet, a dream still alive beneath green boughs and beside unfrozen rivers. Elk wandered unafraid. Rabbits danced through brush. It waited still for those who would never come. But in the spring, when the snow melted, flowers would bloom in a small glade below the cliffs. And some said, when the wind was just right, you could hear wolves howling, not in sorrow, but in song. As if somewhere beyond death, a pair had found their way home after all.